Hi, I'm Grace Chamolu from Product Management Festival. Thank you very much for joining us for this information session on the Product Management Executive Program. Thank you all for being patient with us as we had a little bit of technical difficulty, and thank you for coming on over to this new channel here, new video here. So I have a few slides to share with you to be able to share with you more information about this program and the application process. So I will go ahead and get started. The Product Management Executive Program is an accelerated executive level leadership development and advanced product management program and is brought to you by the Product Management Festival and INSEAD. What I'm going to do today is go through the program overview, who is it for, how you would benefit, the faculty and the program sample schedule, as well as some feedback that we received about the program and the application process. And as I mentioned, at any point during this time, feel free to send in questions on the chat window to the side. For those of you who don't know us, PMF is an organization whose mission is to amplify the impact of product management globally, not only on the products themselves, but also on their organizations, and to help product managers be more successful. We had been hearing from people we meet through our annual conferences and the local initiatives that there was a desire and need for more resources and training. And not just for the standard product management and leadership topics, but also for areas more relevant at the executive level. As product managers' careers progress, their roles shift to start focusing on more strategic areas, such as shaping and influencing the organization. Therefore, the standard PM education becomes insufficient at this point. And so we partnered with INSEAD, a leader in executive education and the #1 ranked international business school 2 years in a row by the Financial Times. So through this program, you will gain the tools, knowledge, and know-how to lead effectively and to amplify your impact on the organization. The program takes place on INSEAD's campuses. So the next one coming up will be in Singapore, the 17th to 21st of September on their INSEAD Asia campus in Singapore. And then the other one will be on the INSEAD Europe campus, the 26th to 30th in November 2018 in Fontainebleau. And I'll make a note here that each program is independent of the other. You do not need to travel to both campuses to complete the program. Who is this program for? It's for current and rising PM executives. It will be relevant to those who are transitioning into the executive level and wish to accelerate their learning or be more aware of what areas will need to be developed, such as a different level of communication or execution as they make their next career move. It's also for current PM executives who wish to refine their executive level skills. Sometimes we don't have the benefit of a mentor, and on-the-job training can only go so far, especially if you're entering uncharted territory with the company. This program can help expose you to additional tools, scenarios, experiences, and processes that could help you. We will be covering advanced product management topics, so it will be taught at the level of someone who has already had a fair number of years of PM experience, or at least exposure. How would this program benefit you? I'll go through 5 reasons, though there are many more. The first is in acknowledging and developing your leadership style so you can lead yourself and your organization through growth and change. At the executive level, you have so much more power, but as the saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. So it's critical you understand your leadership style and how you impact others. And you can develop your capacity to exercise your leadership effectively and responsibly within your organization, because then you can better understand how to affect change. As product managers progress in their careers, their responsibilities start to shift. We rely on our ability to lead through the organization, ability to influence, navigate through networks, and to get the job done. And at the executive level, this ability to lead and influence continues, and with greater impact. If you thought being a product manager was tough, having all that responsibility with no authority, just think of how it will be having to influence stakeholders at the executive level and who are all your peers. I found this quote from a Forbes article and thought it was insightful. The dynamics will change. You're a leader to a group of other leaders. The second benefit is effectively building, developing, and retaining your teams. And that requires an understanding of your impact on group dynamics. I think it goes without saying that it's pretty hard to grow and develop a product team if you don't have a good hold on retention. Turnover costs range from 93 to 200% of an exiting employee's salary. And I'll also note that this is from an article that's titled Voluntary Turnover. They usually leave their bosses and not their jobs. If you need to scale your team, retention is key. But this is not just about being a good manager. This is also about understanding your impact on group dynamics, on how to effectively use your networks, on how to scale a team in a sustainable way, and how to develop and manage product management culture. Most of us need to work hard to learn how to be a good and effective manager and leader. And as that responsibility grows, I challenge you to strive to be the executive that great team members want to work with, or be the executive that you would want to work with. Complementing the leadership sessions, we will have product management specific sessions that are taught by guest speakers who are currently heading up their PM organizations at their own companies. They will give you insight into what they've learned, their successes and mistakes, and provide you with practical, actionable information that you can apply or look into applying once you get back home. Some of us don't have the benefits of mentors, especially at the executive level where there are fewer PM executives. Or there are mentors available at the executive level, but they don't have insight into what product management specific challenges you might face. This program can help with that. And while many of us learn from on-the-job training, which I'm a big fan of, sometimes we don't have the luxury of time to learn from our mistakes. And sometimes we don't have the financial leeway to make too many large-scale mistakes. So learn from those who have come before you. And as I like to think of it, don't repeat mistakes that you can already sidestep. If you're going to make mistakes, make new ones. And make ones that you can learn from. Another benefit of the program is the focus on critical softer skills that often are overlooked. Many feel that they've worked on areas like communications, negotiations, networking, and think that they're all set. But these are skills that always could use refining. And now you're in an executive role where you're communicating with groups you may not have had to before. A board, investors, strategic partners, the press. Your words have farther reach and bigger implications and impact. Your communication can potentially affect stock price, land or lose a key client or partner, trigger a lawsuit, the list can go on. You'll need to be ever mindful of your communication style and other soft skills. This program will help you refine and strengthen those skills and increase your self-awareness so you can maximize those soft skills to your advantage. And finally, I think that we've probably all have already heard about how important it is to network. Most organizations don't have teams of product managers around, so oftentimes we hear how PMs feel they're alone in their situations. But after meeting other PMs, such as at an event like PMF or a local meetup group, or reading articles and books, they realize that many of the problems are actually experienced by others too. This program will be bringing together senior level product managers. You will not only learn from the faculty, but also from each other. You'll become part of a community from which you will reap the benefit for years to come. This program is not possible without our faculty. Our program director is Noah Askin, who is an assistant professor of organizational behavior at INSEAD, and he teaches the executive education classes as well as the leadership courses in the MBA program. He has also received the Excellence in Teaching Dean's Commendation Award. He'll be joined by PM executives who are the leaders at their respective product organizations, and who will be sharing their lessons learned with you. In the interest of time, I won't go through every single individual right now, but you will be able to find their information on the program website. Here's a view to the sample schedule. The program is split among the 5 days with 2 days of the PM specific, and that's in the dark green, those sessions. And the light green have the executive leadership sessions. And so we will have a mixture of lecture, cases, workshops, group exercises that will provide you information and feedback, as well as frameworks to learn from areas such as you're learning about your own personal leadership style, your impact on others, the ability to maximize your use of informal authority. And then you'll have stakeholder management, more on scaling the organization or the product, building a product strategy. And so these are the various areas, sample of the schedule that you might have during your week. One question we get a lot of feedback on, one question that we get a lot is, what is the feedback that we've been hearing from the program? So I'd like to share some brief highlights with you. This is our class from the June program that we wrapped up in Fontainebleau. Of the 25 participants in that group, we had 9 C-levels. 4 were CPOs, and the others were CTOs, CMOs, and COOs who had product reporting to them. We also had 7 VPs and heads of products and 5 director and senior product managers. They came from companies throughout Europe, US, and Russia, from companies such as Booking.com, WeTransfer, Zipcar, Shipstead, and many others. The program received a Net Promoter Score of 87.5. And when we were asking the participants about what was the single most important reason behind recommending the program, we received a lot of responses, and I'll give you a taste of a few of them. The content is precisely for the product leaders, no waste of time with completely unrelated topics. There's so much valuable knowledge in these 5 days. There's quality of the sessions as well as the group conversations with the other participants. It's a very stimulating program and group experience. And so how can you become part of this unique program? To apply for the program, you can visit our website off the PMF page, which is productmanagementfestival.com, or email us for the application as well. You can email us at any time with any questions about the application process or about the program in general at exec@productmanagementfestival.com. Once you submit your application to INSEAD, they will respond with an admissions decision by a particular date. And so the dates and the deadlines are all listed on our website as well. Just a note that our September program, the applications are due at the end of July. So just to provide a quick recap on the program overview, we have the next couple programs are coming up in Singapore on the 17th to 21st of September, and then one in France on the 26th to 30th of November, and both take place on the INSEAD campuses. It's a 5-day program with 3 days of executive leadership and 2 days of product management specific sessions. It is $9,200, and more information as well as the application can be downloaded from our program website. So as we wrap up, I wanted to share a graphic that I saw courtesy of Professor Askin from a presentation that he did on the skills needed for a product manager. And he encapsulates very well what is needed to be a senior level PM It's the brain of an engineer, the heart of a designer, the tongue of a diplomat, and my personal favorite, the herding skills of an Australian shepherd. We understand the types of challenges that you face as a product manager, and this program can help you become a stronger product management executive and help you amplify your impact on the organization. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your time today and for joining us. As I mentioned, feel free to email exec@productmanagementfestival.com at any time if you have questions about the program or the application process. I have a couple questions that had come in before, so I want to also address them at this time. So one of the questions I get is, what does the tuition cover? The tuition covers the program sessions, the program materials, as well as the catering. This one, and another question that I get is about accommodations. And so what the tuition does not cover is the accommodations. So the accommodations will be reserved for you upon acceptance to the program by the school. But what happens is that upon checkout, it will be the financial responsibility for the applicant. There are official hotels from the school, and that most of the information that might be delivered, or perhaps a pickup time, meeting times, and those might take place around the hotel. However, you are also welcome to arrange for your own accommodations if you like, but just be aware that the tuition right now is actually not including the accommodations. Will there be organized activities in the evenings? Definitely. So one of the things that we wanted to do was make sure that there is sufficient networking time as well, because being able to get to know your fellow participants is very important, just as well as going to the sessions. The sessions take place, call it 9 to 5. And so it's basically a full day of sessions. And then the evenings, there will be, during the course of the week, an opening dinner, a closing dinner, and then some networking events. Not every night will be planned. We definitely want to give you a little bit of downtime, but it will be whether it be a couple dinners or there might be a more formalized social event where you would be able to spend time with your fellow participants. And then for the free nights, you're welcome, of course, to spend time with them as well, or if you need to do handle some work or something else, there is a little bit of downtime as well. And will the program have the same faculty teaching every time? So for Professor Askin will be there for each program, but for the other professors and faculty that are involved, it will be dependent on which campus and the schedule. For example, for the guest lecturers, they are product manager leaders by day, and so it will be depending on whether they can make it to that particular campus for that particular program. So each program may have a different mix of guest lecturers, but there will be a standard set of topics that will be covered. And then there might be something that's a little bit more unique to perhaps that guest lecturer that is coming, or perhaps for the region that we're in. But in general, though, we will be pretty closely adhering to what is that sample schedule that I showed you. It would just be perhaps a mix of lecturers might be a little bit different. So I will. So I just had one person ask me to just quickly recap the tuition fees. So I'll go ahead and do that right now really quickly. The tuition fees is €9,200, and that is excluding VAT. And it covers the program materials, the program sessions, as well as the catering. As well as, when I say catering, also, for example, the closing, the opening dinners, any program that is organized formally by INSEAD is also included in there as well. Okay, I'll just check one more time to see if there's any other questions. Okay, so it looks like right now there are not, but feel free to send in any questions to exec at productmanagementfestival.com. And our website is productmanagementfestival.com. And you'll see an NCI program link, and you can find a lot of the program information as well as the brochure there as well, and the application too. Well, with that, I'd like to thank you all for your time today, and I hope to see you at one of our subsequent executive education programs. Thank you.